So let me give you the general overview. Okay, so what we got here is we got the bronze, the silver, the gold, and the platinum. So let me explain how all of this works and how all it works together with the matching bonuses, because you're going to get matching bonuses. Now this is the start of the matrix. Okay, there's two ways to get into the matrix. You start with the bronze, and you can pay the $20 for the bronze membership and start off there. As far as that's concerned, that's this is how the payout would be on there. So $20 is how anyone can join into the bronze membership. When everyone joins into the bronze membership, what's going to happen is they can do it that way, or if they sponsor 2 people, they get a bronze membership. They can get it in a free way that way. The other one, we're still working on the third one because, like I said, that's with a third party. But right now, the smartest thing to do, since CrazyCashClub goes first, is just to lock your position in. So the way it's set up is that if, let's say you remember a 6x3 matrix, it's like that when you have it'll be you here, then you got 1, then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the first 6 people would be underneath you, right? Well, if you just had 6 people underneath you, you would be earning $21 at that point. So you would not be paying out of pocket anymore. You could use your commissions just to pay the $20 each month, right? Or maybe you had 1 person in, and let's say you sponsored this guy and you had 1 person in. So that's only making it $3.50 because it shows you what they are here. $3.50 times 6 is 21. That's how that works, right? So this is $3.50. But what if that person got 6 people in? Well, he's making $21, right? Since you sponsored them, though, you're making $3.50 plus $21. So now you're making $24.50, even though you only sponsored 1 person. That kind of shows you the difference between just getting people in and having a 100% matching bonus. Or even, let's say you got 3 people in. So it's $3.50, $3.50, that's 7, then $10.50. You got half your money there, right? $10.50. You just send there right there. But maybe they got a few people in too. Maybe they had 5 people. That's another $15 because you're getting $1 per person that's on that level. And if they brought 1 or 2 people in each over there, this can rapidly jump out. I mean, you might only have 1 person in there. Maybe you didn't sponsor anybody, but you had enough people come in like that, and they have people coming in, and they're getting spillover. That means your sponsor might have to be placing people there. His sponsor might be placing there. Her sponsor might be placing people there, just falling in there. Then when the business starts, of course, all those other people could come in there. So even if you haven't sponsored anyone, you could very easily be making much more than the $20 a month from the beginning. That's what's going to be exciting about it. Now, what you got to do, since this was actually a last-minute addition, it was going to start with just the $100 level, which was the here the silver. Silver was going to actually be the start of it, but we wanted this level to come in, make it more affordable as a sort of like a feeder membership level, so they can get products and things that you can sell and use and stuff like that. But it also enables people to come in at a lower amount. Remember that we all wanted this about, is to make it affordable for the individual so they can build up until they can use major advertising and become a guru in their industry and whatever they're trying to do. When you get to a certain point, you may want to come to here. Now this is the silver level. So the silver level costs $120. So if you have 6 people in your silver level, you got all the money you're making from the bronze, plus you're getting $102 coming in right here off of the silver level. Okay, so you're already blowing away the $120. Once you're paying $120, you're no longer paying the $20 here. Once you do $120 includes silver and it includes the bronze. So you're making money from both of these for just this piece. You're not paying $120 plus $20 for $140. No, that's not right. You're only paying $120, and you're using your profits to put you into here. So even though you only paid $20, you're going to have enough profits in there, especially at the beginning. If you're in the top 10%, or even better, the top 5%, or in the very top 10 people, you're in a good spot because those people at the very top and everything, they're going to have full matrices already. I mean, boom, they're going to start off this maxed out. They're going to jump in here, probably max this out, it just goes boom, boom, boom. So what this level is going to do for you here, you can get up to $273 a month from that $20. But what you're doing at that point, you change into over taking $120 pays for this level. This level is already paid for each month just from that. So that leaves you with what, $153. But now this one can take you up to over $2,000, even though all you did was start with 20 and never paid. Again, it all comes out of your commission. So you're getting this money, and then you're getting this money. So that's $2,283. Once that's maxed out, all that for just $120. You see, but before you get there, you're going to want to jump into the gold so you can move in. So you see, it's $320 here. So what does 320 mean? That means it pays for the gold, it pays for silver and bronze. You're not paying 320 plus 120 plus 20. No, you're only paying 320, and that gets you, that you keep the money coming in, the 273 here, you get the 2,000 still coming in here, and now you're starting to make the money here that jumps up to over $6,762. So, and what's going to happen is, like I said, you don't have to wait till you're fully maxed out. If you're making 120 and you just want to jump in there, you can jump in there. Boom, you're in this first. So now let's talk how that works. So this goes all the way up to the platinum until you're making over, it's actually $17,265. That's what it would be once you're all maxed out on all matrices. Again, this can be the same people following you in. And this is how it's going to work, because you say, okay, I understand, I'm just paying 20 here. Once I upgrade, I'm only paying this here. And when I go to gold, I'm only paying this here, but I'm still making money in all of those matrices at the same time. That's correct, even though that's all you're paying. And then even though you're making, over $8,000, $9,000 at that point a month, that's all that's coming out of it. And this also gives you discounts. You get bigger discounts in case you want to buy advertising. And your recruiting system that comes into play with these, that you get bigger and bigger, get more of the recruiting system that gets people into the business blasters. So if you do have to fill it down, it's going to help do that. It's going to get more people in, more matching bonuses for you. Because remember, we're just talking money right now. We're just talking about this. Let's say you're sitting here and making $8,000 a month. But what if you have two people that are at the same level that you sponsor? And, let's say you're starting to come out here, they're trying to follow you. So you got two people doing what you're doing. You're making about $8,000 a month, but now so are they, but you have two of them. So what's 8,000 times 2? That's $16,000. Plus your 8,000, that's over $24,000 a month, and that's all you're paying, $320 for over $24,000 a month. See what I'm talking about, about that matching bonus? What if you sponsored 100 people that are averaging just 1,000? They're somewhere around here, the lower level. Maybe that's all you're at too. Maybe you're right here, but you have about 100 people making an average in about $1,000. Well, you're making $100,000 a month. You understand what I'm saying? 100,000, 50,000 if you only have 50 people averaging that amount of money. You see, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So you had 50 people doing about 1,000 a month. And again, if you had 100 people with only about 500 a month, that's somewhere in between here and just starting out here. See what I'm saying? They don't have to be very much in there, but you people that went out there and you've been sponsoring people and recruiting people, you're going to make a killing. As those people make more and more money, you're getting the 100% matching bonus, and you're paying very little for what you're getting. So this is why this is very it's done in a very good way, because the 6 being in there is a really good thing, because that gets you going right there. In case you did it all by yourself, a person came in late, they came in at the end, a new person from, let's say, from the list, other groups coming in, they might start off with nobody, but once they got 6 people in, they got their money back, they're in profit. Or they just get a few people in, those people get a few people, they're in their profit. See, it's going to encourage them to stay in the program. And then when they start seeing those matching bonuses, they're going to be making more and more, even when they're paying very little with the matching bonuses. They can be making 4, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 right here in the silver level, even though the full matrix only pays $2,000. That's how that matching bonus works. So, and that's what these totals show up. The reason it shows 550 is because the other 550 goes toward the matching bonus. This pays out a total of 30 here. See right there? When the person comes in, they pay those levels up to $30 of that. Well, what happens with it? This other 30 goes to matching bonuses. So it really works out really, really well. And with even just a few people in, it's going to be able to make you much more than what the cap is for that particular matrix anyway. And you can just use your profits to keep going up. Use your profits and go into platinum until you're making the really big bucks. So that's pretty exciting right there. So just a few people can get you all the way there. And this thing, all of this, you could be making tens of thousands, maybe even $100,000 or more, and all you ever paid was just $20 one time. Because you let the commissions, you let your profits push you forward. And you can pay for that from your commissions and profits. So wouldn't that be cool if you came in there and you tell your friends and family, oh, I make about $20,000 a month, or I make $10,000 a month, or even $5,000 or $6,000 a month. Well, how much in your business? Well, how much that cost you? I paid $20 one time. And they said, really? Yeah, let's pay $20 one time, and now I'm making several thousand a month, or I'm making $1,000, $2,000 a week, or whatever it comes out to. That's going to, when you start having your own testimony, it's even going to be better for you. But a lot of this is going to happen because everyone's going to have a recruiting system as well that keeps people flooding in to keep your downlines full, right? As more and more people come in, they're recruiting from you and everybody else. It keeps your downlines full. So it keeps that money coming because you got more and more people coming in who start earning money, and then you got that matching bonus on those people. And that's the power of this affiliate program. We're going to attract people initially who want advertising. If someone says, have you ever talked to someone before and you want to tell them about your program, but they want you to tell them about your program, right? So now someone tells you about their program, listen to them and say, wow. You said, do you use business blasters? They go, no, what's that? I said, wow, that's an advertising company that's just dedicated to the individual, and then you can tell them the same thing. Most advertising companies only work with brick and mortar, but they don't want to mess with the individual because usually you have to start off real small, you don't have much money, but they know how to do the advertising. So they let you start off small, and then they get actual results for it. They even have a recruiting system. I bet if you use them, what's going to happen is you can sign up there and get your own recruiting system. They'll start bringing people into your program, and then you're going to get a lot of sign-ups that way. And then once you start getting sign-ups, you may want to join their affiliate program because those people are going to want to get lots of sign-ups too, and you give them your link, you get paid for every person who gets that recruiting program. And it's really cool. And then you can send them over to your link, and now you're talking to them what they want to hear. They want to hear about how they're going to make money with their program. So you tell them, hey, I'll show you how to make money with your program and do it here, and I'll show you how to make more money because of your program. As you get people in, you start making money, and people will start asking, wow, how are you doing it? You'll say, oh, you ought to use business blasters, and then give them your, become an affiliate, and give them your URL. And when they do that, they say, that makes a lot of sense. That person comes in, buys the recruiting system, later on gets in as an affiliate. But if they buy a recruiting system, you're going to get paid on that every month. If they become an affiliate, you're going to get paid their matrix and everything like that. But as they bring people in, those people are going to be spending money. That person is making money. You're getting now matching bonus on that person. And as those people join the matrix, now you're getting matching bonus off the matrix. So your base in the matrix gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So you don't have to worry about if people do normal attrition, drop off or something, move right up and fill up those holes. Because if a person drops out, all their people go to that person's sponsor. So if your name is John and you sponsor Sam, and Sam has sponsored 20 people, and Sam quit, all 20 people are now sponsored by you, John. That's how it works. It doesn't go to the company, it goes to that person's sponsor. Let's keep the organization, the money in the organization that it belongs to. Someone started that organization, in your case, you started it. You got some other people in, they brought people in and everything. So why, if one of those people who brought people in, if they do quit or something, why should all those people go to the company? Why shouldn't it stay in that organization that you're the one that started it in the first place, right? You started with you. Anytime you look at it, you're always starting with yourself. So it should move up to you. And if you quit, it should move up to your sponsor. Of course, you're not going to quit because you're here at the beginning of it. And this is just amazing. I just get tickled pink every time I think about it. Man, you know, people can make some good money, and they're actually going to have advertising that's effective and works. And once you see some of the bigger types of advertising you can get a hold of, it's really going to change the way you do business on the internet too. There's going to be high-priced ticket items too. There definitely are, because once you make the money, you can afford them. It'll be a drop in the bucket at that point for you to afford the high-end advertising and get the big, giant results. Like if you want to start your own TV commercials, you want to do your own radio commercial, stuff like that. You know, and it all starts here. This is a very simple to understand process of this matrix here. It's very simple how these work. And these are just the price to be in all of them. If you're in platinum, you're just paying that one price. You're not paying all the other ones, just this. And it pays, but you're still making money in all your matrices. And so that's how that actually works. So now, let me give you some strategies to think about.
How will the people sponsored be placed? Like I have 16, my sponsor 16, his sponsor 200. Do my 16 go under me and then my sponsors overflow?
Okay, when you sponsor someone, they come after you in your matrix. Let's say you're, here, let's go down here and do something like this. Okay, let's say this is you. Okay, and then let's say your sponsor is, so there's your sponsor, and he sponsored you. So you're all happy, and then he sponsors another person, he sponsors another person, he sponsors another person. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, sorry about the color change. It's just those fills are whited out. But anyway, so he sponsors 6 people, and this is you. Okay. Well, let's take you, and we're just going to move you down here. Okay. For right now, this is separated for this example. So this is still you here. I'm just showing here because what would happen if you were to sponsor people? The first 6 would go underneath you, right? So let's say your sponsor is working on, he got a 7th person in. So where would that person go? He would go right there. So that's the first person underneath you, but that came from your sponsor. So here's the sponsor. But then you sponsor someone, you sponsor someone. Oops. And then your sponsor sponsors someone else. Okay? So you see what's happening here. So you have to get 6 people. So the next 6 people your sponsor brings in has to go underneath you. But you can help yourself out by sponsoring. So he sponsors someone, you got 2 people, he sponsors someone, and then let's say you got another person, and then right here. Okay. So he sponsored 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He sponsored 8 people, but see, since it's a 3 by on a 6 by 3 matrix, you got 6. Then you have this one. Each one of you would have 6 here for level 2, and the third level, all 6 of those people would have 6 each. So that's 36. So you got 6 here, then you got 6, 6, 6 like that, and then 36, 36 across. So what happens here? You're going to get paid on all those people, right? But only those 4 are your personal sponsors. So next, what's going to happen next? If he keeps sponsoring, he's going to start helping his other people. But now you keep sponsoring. So your next person will go here. So here it's that first person, right? The next person you sponsor will go there, right? Next person will go there because you're sponsoring, right? But maybe this person sponsors someone. So his next one will go there. We'll just call it in for his person. And then do it again. He got another person in, and he got another person in. So at this point here, you're getting paid for all 6 of these. You're going to pay for all 6 of those, even though you brought 3 of them in, and this person brought his 3 in. Okay, he brought 3 in. The next person you sponsor would go there, right? Like that. So it's going to be the same way when we join into the paid program. Everyone's going to come in based on when they joined the program, and they will go underneath the person that sponsored them. So let's say if all this was full, and you sponsor someone else, let's say you had all levels full. Let's say this was full, and that was full, and that was full, and full, and then we'll just go on to say this is all 3 levels, all full. Like that. So now you have all 4 levels. Okay, let's say you were completely full your matrix, and you sponsor someone else. Where would they go? Well, they would go under the first person at the bottom. They'd be outside of your 6x3. So you say, well, if someone falls outside my 6x3, let's say I sponsored a bunch of them, because that recruiting system starts going crazy. I get all these people in like this, but they're not in here. So what does that do for me? Well, it does a lot of stuff for you. Even though you can't get paid on those positions that you just brought people in, what it does, it helps fill these people's first, second, third levels. So they're making more money, so it creates a higher matching bonus for you off of what they're making. You bringing people in makes them more money, which makes you more money because you make exactly what they do when you sponsor someone. Also, when these people start sponsoring and they start making money just like you've been doing all this time, you get 100% matching bonus off of every person. You can have 1,000 people in here who only average $100 a month. You're still making $100,000 a month because of the matching bonus. So what happens, no matter if your matrix is full or how far down it gets, they're going to be part of your organization. So that's what happens. So if somebody quits or anything like that, these people move up to the next available position, which is still underneath you. So this way you don't lose anybody from your organization. That's what we're talking about. You're building a true organization that can't fall apart because people quit or something like that. It's built that it fills it back up and brings everybody up back and keeps them in your organization, not go to the company, not go to someone else, but it stays in that organization. The organization is making money, because the bigger it gets, the more everyone makes, and the more you're making from the matching bonus from the people you did sponsor. That's why that recruiting system is going to be a really great tool, and people will actually use it not for just us. They're going to use it for other programs, but it's really designed. I mean, the way it's designed for our program, or let's put it this way, not the way it's designed, the way our program's designed, it's going to benefit you even more because it's your organization stays together. Did you want to expound on that, Roger, or do you think that was pretty clear?
I think that was pretty clear. Let's see if you want another question. I think that was very clear, and that really explained it the way the people fill up underneath, and so I hope everybody caught that. And if not, there, of course, will be the recording later. I'm not sure I really understand Melita's question. She was talking while you were explaining the way they fill up, and she said, would the 8-person not go under the other people on his first level if it fills from left to right? It does, but it's also in your matrix. Is that right?
Yeah. Remember, it's like Roger was saying, it's a forced matrix. So if you were the only person sponsoring people, only you, it would always work this way. This is going to be your level 1, level 2, and level 3. And you're going to get 1, 2, your next person you get in, 4th, 5th, 6th. Okay? So there. So there's your first 6 people. Level 1's full. Now, You would have to, if you're the one bringing people in, the next 6 people would go there. And then the next 6 people you brought in, that's 12, went there. The next 6 people you brought in would go there. They would have to go here, they have to go here, and they have to go here. Okay? Then, starting with the very first of these 6 people, they have to get 6. The second person gets 6, third 6, fourth 6. So that ends up being 36, right? So then the next 36 people you brought would end up there. They would end up there. They would end up there. They would end up there, and then they would end up there. Where that 6 disappear too. There you go. So, wow. I never seen it do that before. Huh. I don't think. Oh well, it doesn't like that. It keeps disappearing. I don't know why. But anyway, so if you brought it in, that's how it worked. It'd be a force matrix, a force matrix, a force matrix. So it's always left to right, drop down, left to right, drop down, left to right, drop down. So if we continued on, then each of these 36 people would have to get 6 each, and it would continue like that. But you got to remember, people are going to be sponsoring. So here's, let's say the first person here got 6 people here. You know, if he sponsors someone there and he has full, he's going to start filling up the next level, which is going to go down here. That's still going to be part of his matrix. See, it'd be his first level, his second level. So he's getting paid on that. You're only getting paid up to here, to this level. You don't get paid for this level that he's bringing people in now. Let's say he brought 6 people in. You don't get paid on that level. However, since he does, he gets paid on this level and that level. Whatever he gets paid for those 6 people, you get as a matching bonus. It stays in your organization, and it can get bigger. It can get bigger and get bigger. So, what you're going to see in some instances, you're not going to see like where it's very neat, where it's here and here, you know, there or there, where it looks all nice and neat. Now, you may not see all that because you may only have like this, but then it's going to be here, 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 and people are coming in different ways. So other people are doing stuff. You're getting spillover from your upline, you get spillover from your sponsor. You're getting people doing their own advertising, bringing people in, recruiting system. So even though you haven't filled up, you only did 2, it may look like that because you hadn't got anybody in. These people have to do a force matrix as well, left to right, left to right. Since you only got 2, and if you didn't have any more spillover, you can still start seeing a big organization. This is still part of your organization, even though you only have 2 in, and you don't have the other 4 done yet. If you got another person in, there you go there. And this is that person starts sponsoring, see? They start bringing people in. They're still part of your organization. So you get the match. You get paid on this level, and this level directly off your matrix. And then whatever this person's making, like this guy, this guy, this guy, he gets paid for all of those, even though 2 of them are in your matrix, but since he got paid for all 3, that's outside your matrix, you still get the matching bonus because you sponsored that person. So that's why it's going to grow and grow and grow, because some people sponsor, some people don't. But with the recruiting system, it's going to start bringing people in for everybody. And then they start using that recruiting system, and people start coming in. It's going to make it bigger and bigger. Not to mention people buying advertising for their own stuff, recruiting systems for their other programs they love. You know, people trying to do affiliate marketing, health-related, fitness, business opportunity, how to fix your car, you know, stuff like all that can be sold as well. And you're going to get paid on direct sales, and you get matching bonuses on other people's direct sales that you sponsor. So it may not look nice and neat, just even because other people are coming in. So your organizations can get real deep, but your matching bonuses is what really knocks it in there. Because if your matrix is full, it has to go down here, but you're still going to get matching bonus off of whatever those people make that you bring it in. So it always comes back up to you. Sometimes it's kind of, I I know it's kind of difficult to imagine how it works, but if it was just a perfect world and you were the only person sponsoring, it would just be normal, left to right. But since everyone sponsors, they fall into their own 6x3 matrix, left to right, right? But some of those people are in your downline. They're going to be in your matrix. You get paid on what they did. You're going to get paid a matching bonus for what they make, even if it's in your own matrix. And if you sponsor some, you're going to get paid for those people on sales and everything that they do, even if it's outside of your matrix, because you sponsor them. That's why the 100% matching bonus is what makes this beautiful and makes it big. So that's one reason why we really like that. Okay, Roger. That's about the best. I think I can explain it that way, and that's.
Well, I think that was great. Let's see.
Should we do?
All of a sudden, the questions are coming in. You want to do a couple more questions here? Or?
Well, actually, I want to do like strategy.
Okay.
Unless you just want to. Are the questions unique? Or
yes.
Okay. Well, go ahead. Let's do some more questions.
All right. Razvan, excuse me if I butchered your name, has asked, if one hasn't purchased any mini webinar or splash page to get in the top 5 or 10%, and what he really should say, if one is not in the 5 or 10%, because you don't have to, we have other people that have not, then will he get a better position in the matrix too? Meaning, I think he means if his sponsor is in the top 10%, will he automatically be in the top 10%? And the answer, will he also be placed in the top 5 or 10%? And the answer is he won't be placed there, but his sponsor is, and he stand a much better chance of spillover and getting his matrix filled.
Yeah, because that's a hard question to answer too, because like you said, with the sponsor being there, the sponsor is going to be part of the initial matrix that starts. Whoever's in the initial matrix is going to do better than anybody else as far as placement, right? The person who sponsored the most is going to, real people, not the ones that fake. But you should see how the people removed and disqualified themselves because they bought paid to join and guarantee signups, which is a big no-no from the beginning, but they did. So they just lost out in a great position. But those people in the top 10%, rather if you got there because we brought you in based on what you filled out for that survey and we interviewed you, we put you in there, or like he said, if you got the any of the splash pages of many pro webinars, that got you up there too. But those people are going to be in the initial matrix as we start placing everybody in the matrix. So that they're in the best placement of all. So they're in best position to make the most money because of placement. But now as far as members coming in, after that we start placing people based on how they signed up in the club. But since your sponsor is up at the top and he's being surrounded by lots of people who also sponsor, it can cause much more spillover for you when it gets to you. So if he brought a lot of people in, it can actually end up getting into your matrix. Also, the people around them, as their people come in, can start falling into your matrix too. So based on where your sponsor's at in the initial placement and the people who are above and below him who have sponsored people, yes, that could actually benefit you quite well. So we'll just have to see how it all falls in because it's going to be based on how people signed up, okay? The best thing to do, and I always say this, and then we have some people say, you sound like an ad, but it may sound like an ad, but those top 10% positions, it's not just for this business, it's also for every program we join. We got 3 more programs that we're going to join. We're doing this one first because this is a real business that's going to be here for years to come. And it's going to be I think one of the biggest businesses on the internet because of the number of people that need this type of advertising. And you know, when there's a market out there, there's a niche, and you can fill that niche and no one else is touching. And the need is there, and they can afford it. Guess what? You're going to be a big business. I mean, you know, we're trying to do contingencies in case we get too big, too fast, so we can bring more people in for the advertising and everything else that needs to be done. But if you're in that top 10%, you're going to be in the top 10% of every single program that we join. And that's almost over, you know, before we launch until when we actually launch our club going into this first program, we're going to stop that 10% opportunity offer. And if you're not in there, you're not in there. If you know, I told people back then, way back then, I said, you know, if you don't have the money around, save $10 a month, save $15 a month, whatever you can do, put some away. And so, you know, even that one $77 page we got back there, that Crazy Splash page, can get you into the top 10% right now, you know. But, you know, some people did. They saved up and they got it. They're going to be up there. Other people didn't. Now they're saying, now it's closed. Ooh, I'd like to get in there, but I can't afford it. Well, they should have saved up for it. You know, that's all we can say. That's something we would do to reward people to get it going. Because when we all work together, and some people are working harder, and some people, I know some people can just afford it. You know, that's not like that. Some people have to do a little harder. But I remember when I had to work 2 full-time jobs, and I was trying to do this business. I worked 2 full-time jobs just to get enough money so I can do a little bit. Or I remember way back in '94 when I would even take what I would normally have to spend for my lunch because I couldn't bring the bags and we had to eat at the cafeteria. I would save that money and I would use it to buy some advertising. And a lot of stuff that I did get didn't work. You know, I learned to do things. But I remember those times and when my kids were little, and also because I wanted my wife to be able to stay at home with our kids, because that's what she wanted too. And I think it's better for our kids to be raised by their parents than by strangers. And 2 full-time jobs are tough, but I still found time. I said every day I would do 30 minutes a day on my business stuff, 30 minutes a day. So after you day after day after day, eventually you've spent hundreds of hours because you did. I did something every day. I didn't get to watch TV, I didn't get to do all that stuff. I was working hard, but I did it. So I know it can be done. It's just harder for some people to do it like it was for me back then. And I worked hard at it, but it got me to where I am today. And it's got Roger to where he is today. And many of you here that are doing well, it got you to where you are today. So it can be done. So if it can be done, you know, while you still have this opportunity, you ought to get that, because that's going to be, like I said, that'll be over in probably just a few short weeks at the most. It's going to be gone. You'll never have the opportunity again, and it's going to be really great for people. Even though we're going to do great stuff for the other programs, like we're going to do a free-for-all, so everyone has an equal chance to be at top, and we're going to do from reverse. Whoever came in last can go first in a program, all the way to people came in first, you know, they come in there at the bottom and stuff like that. But you're going to be able to fall back on the business blasters to use advertising, recruiting systems for any program we join. You can have multiple streams of income from all these different programs, making lots of money. So as far as does it help you, I'll tell you one thing. If you did sponsor people, and let's say even if you weren't in the top 10%, and you sponsor someone who is in the top 10%, they're no longer in your matrix, right? They go up to the top people. They're not underneath you no more. But since you sponsor that person, what if he starts off making $4,000 a month? Well, you get $4,000 a month too. You get 100% matching bonus on that person who went up into the top 10%, even though you couldn't get there. That's why it's important to sponsor real people and encourage them to get in the top 10%, because it's just going to help you. Even if you can't, it's going to help you because they're there. So we'll just have to wait and see what it's like when we actually get going.